the average intelligent person that is 50 or 40, no matter how intelligent they are, they have certain deficiencies that an 18-year-old does not have, on account of the fact that this person is 18. Those people must have a form of representation. I'm not saying you vote an 18-year-old into government, but they must have a form of representation. You're making laws for a country over a period of 21 years, and women are hardly represented. So it's not even a conversation about youth. It's not even a conversation about godfatherism. It's a conversation about representation. It's a conversation about inclusion. And look, I need to close on this one. This is not about I hate you, I love you, PDP, APC, old, young. The collective Nigeria, the future of Nigeria will suffer as long as we don't do these things right. Women should be represented. People of competence must be represented. I say people of competence because too many times when we say youth, some people just come and think that just because they are 25 or they are 18 or they are 30, then they should be given power. I'm sorry, I'm never the kind of person to come out and say, put youth in power, because it just makes it look like being a young person gives the currency for power. So are you saying when I become 40 or 45, I should go and relax? I'm sorry, I'm not going to relax. If I have the competence and ability to do it at 70, and I don't feel like resting, excuse me, I'm going on the ballot. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, let me go to my sister. I didn't know your name was Ofyong until I saw your poster. Ofyong?
Yes, please.
Until I saw your poster. Contesting for House of Rep. And I would have thought that it was a given. Kate Henshaw, intelligent, a very visible face, a woman. What were the impediments in your way? And he has spoken about representation. Do you think Nigeria, in your lifetime, will see a Kamala Harris?
We live in hope. Before I get there, aside from the cost of the nomination forms and everything for election.
Sorry, Kate, I have to disturb you. I've been told that a lot of people are leaving.
Okay.
And I see that bags are being handed out. Please, we have lunch prepared. We beg of you, with the name of God, to not let the food waste. We'll be rounding this off very soon. And I think after that is the vote of thanks. So please stay back. We acknowledge the fact that it's a work day and you have a lot to do. But please, you're here. Let's go all the way. Kate, over to you.
So aside from the huge cost involved in running for elective office in Nigeria, I think I went about it the wrong way. And I've heard Oloye and a few others about going to the ward, spending time there, merging with the people, getting to know them and spending time. Not just that you're intelligent and think that you're capable. They don't know you. That's what they'll say. They don't know you. You haven't spent time. You haven't suffered like the governor said. You haven't suffered with them. And there are people on the line. You can't just come and enter and say you want to go somewhere. No, they have some kind of system, and you have to have been in that system to be able to emerge or even contest and all of that. So that, for me, is a learning curve, but that's after the fact. And I'm really glad I went through the process. I would advise so many people to go through it. Then you will understand what politics is all about. But like a lot of people have said, it's not just about politics. Politics is one aspect of our lives as a people. But politics is a major part because of the policies that are made, the things that affect our daily living. So people always look, oh, I want to be governor, I want to be House of Reps, I want to be president, not knowing that from the little places that you are, you can effect change. And like Omojua said, we're already deficient. We're running at, I don't know, we're running behind because we need to really overhaul the system. There's so much wrong, so much needs to be overturned so that we can finally get on the right path. And I pray really that there will be a Kamala Harris in Nigeria. Even if, as a governor first, let's have female governor. I think we had one. It didn't last too long. Can we have more female governors, please? God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sound Sultan, I don't know how old Jagba Jansis is, but For so long, we've heard people saying about the need for change.
It's old enough to
need
complain of inclusion.
They need to change. Is it that the message is not getting across, or we are set up, we are constructed for the message not to penetrate?
Well,
and your take on what is on ground too.
Okay. I want to come from another angle because I feel like we need a multi-dimensional approach to what we're talking about. And I don't know if this will be me being the devil's advocate of some sort, but I just want to come from the mind of the youth as well. You know, over the years, we've lacked heroes in places of power, people worthy of emulating and other things. You know, the youth actually always want to live their life like they're heroes, like people they have grown up to see do great things, achieve milestones and everything. So you see, that part of it, we need to, you know, depoliticize it and come from a place of a humane mindset and just think about how over the years, serially, bad leadership has, you know, turned the mind of the youth away from governance and all those things and just being passive like, oh, everybody in Nigeria today, they will tell you that, oh, they are all governments on their own. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, think about that. People have lost trust. We've talked about that before. So over the years, the youth as well have not been that inclusive in it. The vantage point is that of the victim always. They don't want to be included in any talk about it. They just feel like they're always turned over. But imagine when Mandela strode out of that prison yard. Look how many youths wanted to be like a hero. There was something worthy of that man's presence in our life. Everybody talked about it. Every black man talked about it. And if you were very influenced at that age, you would want to be a leader. That's what we're talking about from that point of view. Like I said, serially. So if you spend 20 years in your life and you've never seen a leader worthy of emulating, that's a problem for them. So that's why they're tuned off. You understand? So for me, be a great human first before you take any mantle of power. Be somebody that really needs the people to smile when you don't have to be. I know that it's a very funny thing when you're a leader. You don't have to come and massage people's ego. But I'm just saying, like, leave a mark. When you leave that place, know that people will say, now this guy do this thing. No, do something. So that's for me. From a place of, you know, I'm not coming from anything, but I cannot top anything that anybody here has said as regards, you know, with the wealth of knowledge and everything. But I'm just saying from that angle, you know, think about it.
And how old is Jagbajantis?
Is it? I don't send them, he may go marry. You don't hold, he just work out for house. Like, you don't hold enough. 20 years.
20 years.
22 years, actually.
22. Wow.
I forget, say we done 21. We done the 2021.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. I like where you're coming from, or where you came from. The idea of the fact that we don't have heroes is always painful when you see the drama a lot of our leaders display. I won't mention names, but you see some people telling you they had to hide on a tree for 24 hours. I won't mention names. You see people who are supposed to be your role model jumping fence and fighting with chairs and co. So I think I buy that idea of the lack of mentors, so to say, is a strong problem for the youth.
It's not the English you speak. Let me see from an action and what you've been able to do. So everybody can speak English, everybody can get a podium and just talk and speak what are things supposed to be. The best thing you can show these youths, trust me, is what you have been able to achieve.
Okay, we'll do one more round of questions, and I'll allow you close it. I now want to talk to people in government. I think we have 3 of you on the podium, Abi? Or 2? 3. We have 3. No, South Sultan is not a government, too. Don't put him in trouble. Now, the question I want to ask is this. What is the pressure on people in government from the governed? In terms of, okay, let me give you this example. I vowed that I will not take government appointment when I saw the way a friend of mine, who is more cerebral than I am, who is a commissioner, was treated by, excuse my language, an area boy. The guy told him, okay, I'll speak Yoruba and translate. He said, come down from the car. What's wrong with you? You give us money. If not for us, you will not be there. The average Nigerian wants to collect money from a politician every time he sees the politician. So what pressure are you guys under?
Okay, let me go first. Well, you said it already. The pressure is enormous. Look, you're in office, so automatically you owe everybody money, right? And was it the governor that said it, or the former speaker, when he said, because he followed you one day for the campaign, then he automatically owes you. And I said, no, one day is too much. One meeting. He attends one meeting, and you even give them transport money. But you automatically owe them, and they'll be like, he's not coming back. He's coming 2023 to meet us again. He's not going to go back. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. He's not good. He's stingy. So there's enormous pressure. And there's enormous pressure in governance as well. Because of the expectation of something that is not your work, people expecting you to do, because you're part of government, so automatically you're expected to bring all the dividends of government back to them. So it's a very unrealistic thing and it's unsustainable. And that's why you see a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people that will be like, man, I didn't know how this thing was, oh. I'm running, I'm not coming back to do this thing again. So you're not going to have a lot of people, a lot of quality people interested in this kind of thing because they've seen how they've been treated. And you know the funny thing, even if you go out of government, 10 years later, you're still going to get asked. But you know what? Most people knew this thing before going in. So why we should tackle it, why we should condemn it, you can't complain too much. I said to someone like, look, we know our job is lawmaking, not the work of the executive. But you know what? When we went around campaigning, when people were saying, give us roads, give us light, we didn't say we're not going to bring it. We kept saying, yeah, we'll do everything, we'll do everything, we'll do everything. How many legislators can stand up during the campaign and say, you know what? All these things you're asking for, I'm not going to provide it because my work is that I want to go and make law at National Assembly. You probably not get elected. So everybody will just say, yes, we'll do it. So when you get there and they ask, you can't really blame the people as well. So you know what you are getting into when you decided to pick up the funds.
Okay, before you answer, let me just tweak it because he has practically answered it. But what can we do to disabuse the minds of the people? You can tell us your experience like him, but what can we do to disabuse people's minds?
I think first thing first, the public, we all have this, and which is, it may be a reality, but there is the perception that the easiest way of making money is through government. And the assumption is that most politicians or people who are in government, whatever wealth they have, got it through government. So it's based on that understanding that most times you find people putting pressure on individuals to get their own share of the national cake. You heard my governor when he said that they should forget about this wet beard I'm carrying. I wasn't like this before I joined government. It's the pressure, the stress that, all brought this out. But again, what can we do to reduce or stop, if possible, this action? One is we must come up with a defined system. We must come up with, first, accountability. That when people get into power, people should also know that they are accountable to the system, not to individuals. Most times people who come to my office, 80% of them come in to request for personal favor. Rising from my wife just gave birth to my child is in the hospital. As good as all those issues are, I don't have any problem with that, but the pressure, and my salary cannot even take care of me how much more of taking the responsibility of a community. So we must educate our people deliberately and consciously to understand that occupying government position is a position of trust for us to deliver good governance, not to take care of individuals' problems. And most times why you see some of our governors, ministers, and public office ending up in jail after their time, some of them do not go there deliberately because they want to steal. But it is because of the pressure, and when you don't understand the difference and you want to shoulder the responsibility of everybody so that you become that good politician, you run into trouble. I, on my own part, I said it, and I made up my mind that I would rather leave government without having the so-called sycophants, large number of followership, than to end up in government, after government, ending up in jail without the love of my family, without my children, without my people who are close to me. So I think we politicians too, we must also understand it from that side. In Niger State, we've started educating our young people towards that. Some of them are beginning to understand it, but again, I know it's a great task ahead of us, but we can achieve that. Thank you.
Honorable Bagos, I'm going to add another dimension to it. But you would answer the question. You're in the National Assembly. Is the National Assembly aware? I'm not talking about Honorable Akialabi knows, Honorable Bagos knows, Shino Pella knows. I'm talking about the National Assembly as an institution. Does the National Assembly know the problems of getting youth into power, of getting youth involved? Because I believe that if they are more involved, if they have access, all this pressure on people who are in government might be reduced.
Yeah, well, absolutely. The answer is straightforward. Yes, the National Assembly, no. Because even us, we discuss most of these things, and most of the times, well, still at the National Assembly, we have what we call ranking. Akin will want to be there for the next 16 years, 20 years. And it's going to be very difficult for a young man from his own constituency to get there. But we know all these issues. And to me, from all, either the National Assembly and from all the problems, what we have just discussed, I will capsule everything as system failure. System failure in the sense that, let me give you some comparative analysis and some peer groups that we did. We were with some German parliamentarians, and we were sharing views. I said, how do you cope with your constituents? They said, well, if anybody comes with any issue, we write to him that, okay, for issue of health, go to this place for your insurance, or go to this place and you access this. They rather guide them on how to get it. And eventually they go, they are happy with the reply they get from their own parliamentarian. But on our own case, if someone dare write and we tell him go to this place, just be rest assured that he will not get the next election. Or they will even recall you immediately. That's this one. I'm coming to your place and you're telling me I should go to another person. And again, we were in the US Congress. From entering the Capitol to the congressman's office, I did not see one single constituent. From his office, we drove inside one car, his own car, right to his house for dinner. I did not see one constituent. But it's not like that here. Even here in this hall, before I get into my car in Transcorp here, I must do PR to some people.
Babao, your boys are here.
And that is the situation we have all over. You can't go home now, and they know that you are at home, and you will not see less than 100 people in front of your house. It's not possible. All this is as a result of system failure. If the people that gather in your house have where to go to, they will not be in your house. If they are engaged in legitimate businesses, they have all the areas, they will not be in your house. So the problem is not what we complain about. The problem is how do we fix the problem that we caused the problem so many years ago. And when it comes to electoral issues, when it comes to constitutional amendments, and so on and so forth, let me tell you, the National Assembly is doing so much to change the Constitution and to have electoral reforms. But at the end of the day, the politicians that are called the godfathers and the stakeholders, because in constitutional review, you have to go back to the constituent to engage them that, look, do you want this in your constitution or in the constitution or not? But the people that are benefiting from the system failure will engage their houses of assembly members that don't vote for local government autonomy, don't vote for House of Assembly autonomy, don't vote for this and that. In short, in the 8th assembly, the houses of assembly voted against their own autonomy. Yes, because reason B is that if they vote for their own autonomy, the governors will not have control over the houses of assembly because they will be independent. So the governors now mobilize and intimidate and say, look, if you vote for your independence, be rest assured that you will leave this office. So who has the problem? So system failure is one of our major issues, unless and until we really look into that federalism and restructuring that we're talking about. All this English will not go anywhere.
Yeah. JJ, Shana like this, we go the day. And if no be like this, what do you, and this is your rounding of question, what should be done? Is it for us to have this seminar every weekend in Abuja?
I mean, first of all, you have to listen to my answer with the understanding that everyone knows what to do until they have to do it. So I'm not in government, so it's easy for me to just talk and talk. And then when I get into government, I start to give excuses. And then I come out of government and I become an activist again. But I haven't said that though. There are certain theories of change that other countries have followed and they have used and they've primarily succeeded. It's not rocket science. The challenges that we have in Nigeria, this is not like 1760 that we're beginning to look for how to power, how to create mass transportation, how to do mass production, how to lead people out of poverty. There are answers already, right? But I think one of the fundamentals, and you already mentioned it, one of the fundamentals that need to happen with respect to Nigeria is this. I don't like to use these words because they've been politicized, but really and truly, we've got to restructure this country. We've got to restructure this country. We've got to find a way, find a path towards that restructuring. And when I say restructuring, this is what I see. The way Nigeria is structured at the moment, it's like you have an earthquake in Abuja. You have an earthquake of change, of development in Abuja. The farther away you are from Abuja, the less the impact of that earthquake. And that farther away could be literal, it could be figurative. So for instance, if you have a governor that is close to the president or the government, they are close to Abuja, even though they are in Jigawa. You know, if the River State governor or government is in good relationship with the government of the day, they are close to Abuja, even though they are farther away from Abuja. So it's literal, it could be literal, it could be figurative. I think what restructuring would do, though, is that it would help create, potentially, earthquakes across the country. Now, as a state, having been empowered by that devolution, you can decide not to create earthquake. You can decide that this state, we want to be backward. And you can eat your gari by yourself. And as a state or as a region, you can decide we are committed to this, one. Then secondly, as a region or as a state, you can decide I look at pictures from Yobe, and I don't know why somebody will go to Dubai to be doing safari. Those pictures from Yobe, we should be doing safari there, right? But if Yobe knows that no matter what happens, and this is not, I'm not indicting the government, it's just an example that came to my mind. If Yobe knows that no matter what happens, that federal allocation will come, why should they be bothered? Lagos is very, very big on partying and drinking and the likes. And lots of taxes go into that, right? And lots of those taxes go to the center, and it is shared around. But you have states that say, no, the things that Lagos is using to pay taxes, they are burning or destroying them. That's a contradiction that should never happen. We need to define this thing. Of course, it's easier said than done because one of the bilateral conversations we're having is one of the toughest things for the National Assembly to do is the Constitution. But one thing that happens that Nigerians have not paid attention to is that Once Nigerians as a collective decide that this is what we want, politics doesn't stop them. I have examples. Occupy Nigeria, we moved in a certain direction. It had an echo effect in 2015. Whether we chose the leaders right or not, at least we said we knew exactly what we did not want. So maybe going forward, we not have to start defining exactly what we want. And I think one of those things really has to be that we say, look, we are one nation like Isang, we cannot be divided, but we must come to an understanding that I might be interested in tourism, you might be interested in, I might be interested in 5G tourism, that's people having fun. You might be interested in religious tourism. I might believe that as a state, if we build some of the best universities in this state, we will attract some of the best minds across the continent and decide to be the region, the part of Africa that serves this region or that serves that part. I might decide that because I'm close to Cameroon and Central Africa doesn't have certain resources, let me do something that would attract people and businesses from Central African Republic, Cameroon, or even as far as East Africa. I can decide that because I'm Jigawa and I'm a border state, there are certain things that I can attract from Chad, from Niger, and all the environs. There are many things I can decide as Nasarawa that because I'm close to Abuja, there are certain things I can decide to do that make me progress. But when you are assured that money will come from Abuja every month, have you not seen that there's more thinking in governance across the states just because we have been forced to think money is dwindling? But we don't have to wait for that to happen. Look at Saudi Arabia. If you've been paying attention, you will see that Saudi Arabia is obsessed with diversifying its economy. They're looking for money from across the board, and they're spending all the money. Dubai started much earlier, and they are there. But I assure you, in the next 5, 10 years, when somebody says they're going to Saudi Arabia, when a Christian, I have to make that example, when a Christian tells you, oh, I they go Saudi Arabia, you won't be like, they go Hajj. Because by that time, by 2031, write the dates down, we would have been used to people going to Saudi Arabia for tourism, just the way we go to Dubai. How many people remember that the UAE is actually a Muslim country? But the UAE is perceived as a business country. And that's the direction that Saudi Arabia is going. As far as removing certain laws, you as a, you're like, what's going on here? Something is changing. That's because all of these countries have come to realize that the country, when we were growing up as children, they used to call these countries developing countries. Today, they call them emerging markets. Because now, the market side, the business commercial side is the bigger deal. It always was. The Americans knew that it was all. That's why when they bomb these places, they first of all protect the oil. Those ones knew earlier. Now, more people are beginning to see that as a country, you are a business entity, first of all, before anything. America has shown it. Anytime America attacks a country, the first thing they protect is the oil. Go and read any book about the Iraqi invasion. Everywhere was burning. Americans were protecting the Ministry of Petroleum. They did not protect the federal, their Aso Rock. They were protecting the data and the information in the Ministry of Petroleum. I don't support that kind of stuff, but I'm just saying that as a country, we've got to know where our priorities are. We saved Sierra Leone, we did this for Liberia. What did we get out of those things? We need to start thinking as a business entity. And when we do that, then we start to realize that we will actually thrive more. We will do better when we empower these subnational units, the states, the local governments, than just expect that one Messiah will become president and fix all of us. Look, put the most competent person as president of Nigeria today. Based on the reality of Nigeria today, that person will be like, I am sorry. That person will admit it because that person is a politician. But that person will admit it to themselves, say, oh, more, man. Let 2023 or whatever year come, I need to go. You'll be overwhelmed because Nigeria was not designed to work as it is now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kate, your final word. Your Sasembra.
My final word, everything has been said. Everything that could be said has been said. We all know the issues, but who will bear the cut? We are waiting for that person, and we wait for that person is waiting for you. We are all waiting while the rest of the world has moved far ahead, and we are just doing catch-up most of the time when we are so full of potential. But then potential translates to nothing if you are not doing any action about it. It just remains potential until you put it into action. And that's where we are. If we really want to be this giant of the world, of Africa, because we've left that ship has sailed since. then we really need to get down to brass tacks and change things around. We need to do the hard work. We need to face the mirror and say, it's time. It's time. It's time to just break up everything, mash it up, and start all over again. It's very, very important.
Thank you, Kate. Honorable Oloye Akin Alabi, your final word.
In my office in Lagos, I have some quotes printed on the walls on different floors. And one of them, two of them actually, one says, movement is better than thinking, right? And another says, 1,000 brilliant intentions is not as powerful as one average action, right? We're talking about getting involved because that's what this is all about, yeah? So let's get back to that, the basics. Getting involved. We need to get involved. We know that. But when are you going to get involved? 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 Are we waiting for a perfect system before we get involved? Now, that's upside down. Because we need to get involved first before we have a perfect system. Right? It's becoming a case of the chicken and the egg. Which comes first? The egg comes first. Well, the chicken has to lay the egg. Well, the chicken comes first. It's the chicken from the egg. We get the chicken. So if we keep doing chicken and egg situation, we'll never do anything. We'll have discussions, we have arguments, we have symposiums, we have colloquiums, we have seminars, we have trainings, we have workshops, we have everything. But at the end of the day, we'll go home and start all over again the next day. So as an individual, what are you going to do? You need to go to your ward and get involved one way or the other. You might get it wrong from the beginning, but you learn. There's something in Yoruba, Oshelu Nikiko, which means politics needs learning, a special kind of education. Even if you have PhD or you've made billions in your business, the education in politics is different, right? We can say the system is lopsided, yes, but what do you do to not make it lopsided again? So you got to go there and manage these politicians that are there. Because if you cannot manage the politics within a political party, how do you hope to manage the big system called the country or the state? Because the party is a microcosm of what is happening out there. In the party, you have different people. You have the religious leaders. You have market women, people in different religion. So if you cannot battle it out and get a ticket there, then how do you hope to do it at the big level? You want someone to just hand over the ticket to you on a platter of gold. We'll say, get involved, get involved. They'll say, even if I get involved, I might not get it. Must it be you that is going to get it? How many governors can we have in Nigeria? How many governors can you have in your state? In my state, since we returned to democracy in 1999, we've had only 5 governors. And that's because in your state, we don't do 2 terms. It's only Ajimobi that has done 2 times of his blessed memory. We don't do 2 times in your state. Okay? So only 5 governors since 22 years now. Or is it 21? Pardon my maths. 21 years now. Only 5 governors. So it doesn't have to be you. But because it's not going to be you, doesn't mean you shouldn't get involved.
Thank you very much. Everybody, who join Jagbajantis.
So no matter how you think the situation is Jagbajantis, you have to join it. You know? So for the youths out there, the lead generation initiative is there for you. So everything that Akin points you to say, go back to your ward, and you look clueless, you don't understand what you are really to do, because I know everybody there that are speaking and tweeting that you're talking about, they really are tweeting from the wealth of their own mind. They don't know that much. They'll be involved for over the years. So anything they say, they sound stupid to you, but they think they're saying something right. So I feel like they need to go and join this initiative wherever you are. You said it's widespread all over the 36 states. So you can always be part of it. Because sometimes I don't go for some talks because I say, what is the take home? And at the end of the day, what do we do after that? Good thing, this platform is what we do after that. And we have this. So you can join this. I don't know any other one I can point you to yet, But I know that Lead Generation Initiative is there for you to equip you with enough knowledge about what leadership is in a peculiar place like Nigeria.
So in other words, grab your copy.
Now.
Okay. Let me go bigger to national before I now come and end it in the States. Okay? Final talk.
Well,
final word.
To me, the hope of the next generation surely relies on the strides of the youths of this generation. And if the youths of this generation don't start leading, definitely will not be anywhere. So if we can look at the issues, be strategic, be focused, then we'll get it right. And most especially, two things that I want us to take home, that as youths, from the mistakes of our past leaders, we should strategize and look at religion and ethnicity. As long as we focus on these two, we will not get anywhere. But if we put these two behind, we'll get somewhere. Because what the agitation that is now is that the present administration has so much focus on the North. Now we are all rallying around to see how we can get it to the South. And once the South get there, the North will start agitating that the South is dominating. So religion and ethnicity will not take us anywhere. I've never heard which state or what tribe the American president is coming from. All they rally around is, what are the issues? What are the issues? The issues and the party, that's all. But us here, it's either the religion or ethnicity. That is what moves us forward. But as long as we still rally around there, we will not go anywhere.
Mr. Emmanuel Umar from Niger.
I strongly believe that our youth have the responsibility of reshaping our politics and also governance. So I want to encourage our youth that you stir up that God-given ability inside of you to get involved and get engaged. And it's important for us to know that power is not given. Power is taken, but not taken by force. And being a Christian, I strongly believe in the word of the Lord that says that the gift of a man make ways for him. Once you inspire that gift inside of you, people will come to you. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much. I'm going to have you sit down for another 3 minutes. I'm supposed to take a contribution from one man that has consistently empowered the young, Mr. Afolabi Sifax. Is represented by Dr. Afolabi Sifax. Is represented by Mr. Odebi. After that, we'll take a group picture. Then we'll have Mr. Honorable Shinopela say thank you. Then we go for lunch.
Thank you very much. The name is Bode Ojeni. Good afternoon, everyone. I bring you good tidings from the Group Executive Vice Chairman of CIFAC Group, Dr. Taiwo Afolabi. I've been opportune to listen to everything that has been said today. And I would like to say one or two things. One, it will appear that every discussion today has been centered around politics. And again, with all due respect to all the politicians in this room, all of us cannot be politicians. There can be only one governor in each state at the same time and one councillor. Let's begin to think, again, I'm speaking from private sector perspective. Let's begin to think through the Nigeria that we desire. Just like the Honorable Dogara said, leadership is about influence. How do you begin to influence your society from where you stand? Let's remember one thing. The future is not promised anyone. The future starts today from where you stand and sit today. So you need to begin to think through the Nigeria that we want from today. And that is, let's take away the thinking from politics. And I'll speak from two perspectives. One, so today, the Nigerian financial services industry is probably one of the biggest in the world. And it just started from the initiatives of a couple of youths who wanted to move away from the old order of things in the financial services industry, i.e., the old days of tally numbers, to what we now call digital banking today. It started by some youth saying, no more. We need to begin to play in the global space. The story of CFAX today started 32 years ago, and it started from one young man at 22 saying to himself, the maritime industry in Nigeria has to have a new face. And that's what has become of CFAX today. So it is not just about politics. It's about becoming the influence and the influencer in where you are from today. And that's the message from Dr. Afolabi. Thank you.
Please do not leave. I'd like for all of you to please rise for the group picture with Honorable Shino Pella. Thank you very much for your labor of love for Nigeria and for leadership. Okay, now this is the old way of taking picture. After 3, you shout, the future is now. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, video data. And those of you not smiling under the mask, we are seeing you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Please do not leave us without having lunch on us. Oloye, find something for your boys. Find something for your boys. Hey, JJ Jaffet. JJ Jaffet, your boys are here. No, it's not handshake I want. Now money will define. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This man, please, let's sit. Let's sit, please. Let's sit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's sit. Let's sit. I'd like to invite to the microphone a man who has confounded his critics and continuously makes his allies proud. When he set out, I'm going to tell a secret now, and I don't know if I'll be embarrassing him. But at the height of the NSAS protest, and I hope I'm not embarrassing him, he called myself and a few leaders of thoughts together in his house. And he said, how can we galvanize this newfound passion, this newfound energy, this newfound desire for leadership of the youth? How can we galvanize it to make our nation greater? He came up with a couple of ideas. He said, when I get to the floor of the House tomorrow, we are passing a bill. You guys should be ready. And what I got when you posted on social media got me disillusioned. And I thought, well, there's no hope for us as a people. Because if we young people cannot sit down together and fashion out a way, then we should forget it. But down the line, I now heard that the man who should be more disillusioned than I am is still forging on, trying to make sure that the youth become the fulcrum of growth in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, is a man that consistently makes us proud. Is a builder, is a thinker, is a relentless perfectionist. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is the chairman of the board of trustees of Lead Generation Initiative, is your friend, my friend, the very simple Shino Pella.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Omojua. Oh, guys, it is not my birthday. It is my baby's christening. Because I can tell you that I've been pregnant for the past almost about a year, and today is like the delivery of the new baby. So maybe you greet me. I say congratulations for the new baby. Thank you very much. Um, Permit me to start on the existing protocol. I know most of our speakers, they are very busy people, and they have other very important meetings as well to attend to. And I say big thank you to everybody that waited to see the end of this event. It's a new dawn. I believe it is a new dawn. I believe the era where the voice of the young people of Nigeria can be heard has arrived. I'm so excited today to see that an idea that I conceived about a year ago, to finally see it come to reality today, is a little bit of excitement for me and relief, and also hope that we will surely get it right in this country. And I can tell you for fact that in as much as they say opportunity meets preparedness, if any of us here still doesn't know that there's an opportunity waiting for us in 2023, I might just need to point that out to you. 2023 is going to give us an opportunity for transition in our government when we would not have an incumbent president contesting. And if you're a politician, you will know that that is a clear chance that it is very possible for Nigeria to take a new direction. So, my people, I'm so happy today with what all our fantastic speakers have said. Every speaker that have spoken on this stage today have spoken so well. All the speakers were talking about the vision, the mission of the Lead Generation Initiative. Everything they were saying re-echoes the narrative of what Lead Generation is all about. My people, if we take a look around what is happening in the world, we will see the mystery behind the date, 21/01/21. Just yesterday in the United States of America, we could see that democracy went through the ultimate test of stress. And just yesterday, democracy survived. Today, we are giving birth to Lead Generation in Nigeria. If that sends a message to your head, you will know. If that sends a message to you, then you will see the clear opportunity that we have ahead of us in Nigeria in 2023, that it is doable. Yesterday, President Biden said in his speech, he said in his speech that democracy can never be truncated. Not today, not tomorrow, not forever. So my people, if we can see democracy to survive yesterday in the hands of maybe I will, I don't want to attack anybody, but you just understand that our problem in Nigeria is not the government but the people. But the same thing we complain about in Nigeria, we have seen it played out in America. But the people of America, they decided to come together as a united force for them to fight, to uphold and make sure that their democracy survived that. And if that can happen, my people, I want to tell you that Lead Generation might be an idea conceived by me. And I am only telling you as the chairman, board of trustees of Lead Generation, I am only the custodian of Lead Generation. I am here to bring this initiative on the table for every Nigerian that believes that Nigeria can still be a better place, I want everybody to come on board Lead Generation. I want everybody to register with Lead Generation. And please, let us move together in one voice. Let us harmonize our strength. Let us know the importance of us taking unity as an important factor for us to address every issue that has to do with nation building. So my people, I thank you so much for coming out. I thank you so much for supporting this initiative, and I pray to God to continue to bless our country, Nigeria. God bless you all. God bless the federal government, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
We move. That's one of my favorite phrases from social media. We do what? Where are we moving to? We don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, lunch is served. The ushers will be coming to you table after table. It's buffet. Please, we go out this way and we come back in that way. Please, remember that the MC will still be coming there. Don't do what you know how to do best. Bon appetit. Thank you very much for coming. Whenever you decide not to get involved, other less qualified will do that on your behalf. That's Honorable Shina Pella. Thank you very much for coming. God bless you. And I'd like the Lead Generation team to please step up on stage. Lead Generation team, step on stage. Where are you? And I want to give you a payoff today. When I say Lead Generation, you say we move. We move. Okay, let's go. Lead Generation, take action. We move. So let's go for lunch. Let's go for lunch. Thank you very much. NAN's president, I see you. God bless you. Soli, soli, soli. So. So. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our... And luta continua until it's certain. Lead Generation team, where are you? Let's take this picture. Let's go on stage for this picture. Let's go. Lead Generation.